Attention Helldivers. Even though the automatons have returned, we should not abandon our eastern front. Helldivers are needed to contain the terminids. They still occupy planets and insult Super-Earth with their uncontained existence. There are many of you who have never set foot on a terminid-infested planet before after being on the automaton front for the last weeks. This transmission aims to prepare you for what is to come. I have the honor of introducing a dear friend and brilliant mind whose expertise will be invaluable in our fight against the alien threat. Meet Dr. VEX, one of the chief science officers of Super-Earth. With her unparalleled knowledge of xenobiology, she is my guiding light in understanding our insectoid enemies. Welcome aboard, Dr. VEX.
Thank you, Captain Phoenix, and greetings, Phoenix Squad. I just want to take a moment to express my sincere admiration for all Helldivers out there. Your courage and commitment to Super-Earth are truly inspiring, and I'm honored to work alongside such an incredible team. Today, Phoenix asked me to inform us all a little more about terminids, my area of expertise. I have studied their biology and history for years, and I am glad to share some of my knowledge with you today. Let's dive straight in. Terminids are creatures guided solely by an instinctive urge to reproduce, spread, and destroy any foreign life. They are a fast-evolving plague that threatens to demolish humanity on every single planet. We encountered these vile beings for the first time in the year 2084. They showed nothing but hostility, and our repeated attempts at reasoning were only met with more aggression, thus leaving us no other option than to defend ourselves. We discovered that upon death, their dead bodies dissolve into a substance called element 710, a very effective fuel for our faster-than-light travel. As school children know, from then on, terminids were allowed to live in specialized locations on human worlds known as farms. Despite this generosity, the terminids showed their fascist nature by slaughtering the innocent civilians on these worlds. Traders suggest Super-Earth prolongs the war for the terminids' fossil fuels. This is, of course, nonsense. We reluctantly use the fuels we can from this brutal war that is forced upon us. Now that we have an idea what they are, let's look at each known kind in detail. These are the terminids that Super-Earth has knowledge of and should be expected in the field. The scavengers. These are one of the smallest bugs and pose no real threat on their own to any Helldiver. They do, however, possess the ability to shoot their spores into the sky to call in more bugs in the form of a bug breach. The hive comes to their aid, and this should be interrupted whenever possible. The bile spitters. These tiny bugs explode on death and can spit the liquid that we designated bile, a corrosive green substance that should be avoided at all times. Again, these explode upon death and should be eradicated at distance. The pouncers and hunters. The pouncer is small and very mobile. They can leap large distances and swarm any Helldiver quickly. More dangerous is their adult version, the hunter. They deal more damage than their juvenile version, and more importantly, slow their targets with their attacks, making them very hard to shake off. The stalker. Some of the most fearsome opponents you can find on any insect-ridden planet. These large bugs are most probably mutated hunters and gain the ability to cloak themselves. Should you spot any of them, take note where they came from, retrace their steps, and destroy their lair immediately. The warrior. These bugs are presumed to be adult variations of scavengers. They are relatively slow but have mean claws that should be avoided at all times. Upon decapitation, their body rages and goes into a frenzy which poses great threat to any Helldiver. They come in rare bile variations which can explode upon death. The hive guard. These medium-sized bugs have strong armor on their front side and can hunker down to block bullets for themselves and their fellow bugs behind them. They are often seen guarding nest entrances and patrols. The brood commander. Among the most dangerous bugs is the brood commander. These big yet slow insectoids have the ability to call in warriors and hive guard to aid them in battle. They have armor on their heads, yet have very exposed limbs that can be detached with gunfire quite easily. These bugs also enter a frenzy when decapitated, gaining a great deal of movement speed for about 3 seconds before perishing permanently. Spewers. These big bugs are probably adult versions of the small bile spewer. They can spew large streams of bile that can quickly prove lethal when not dodged. There are certain armored variations, and these can also shoot their bile over large distances like mortars, and should be monitored carefully to not be caught off guard. Chargers. These seem like the adult versions of the Hive Guard with their impressive armor, and prove extremely durable and problematic for most Helldivers. They can charge and smash into Helldivers, causing concussions, broken limbs, and sudden loss of life. They enter a weakened state after they complete a charge and turn around. During this recovery phase, their legs are extremely vulnerable. Shrieker. These new flying menaces did not evolve from our recently deployed termicide. This is a popular rumor, but utterly unsupported in science. They come from nests that are susceptible to explosions like quasar cannons or anti-tank rockets. They can take a lot of beating, so Super Earth allows Helldivers to call in hell bombs near them. Bile Titan. These are the biggest bugs that can be found in our galaxy. They seem like bigger adult versions of the warrior terminid. They can spit bile large distances and can crush and impale with their enormous claws. The Bile Titan has 2 sacs under its body. These are needed for their spitting attacks, and without these, they are known to rely only on their melee capabilities. I want to thank Phoenix for allowing me to share this information with you today. And I want to thank you for your courage in fighting these alien threats. Without you, there is no Super Earth. I will be on standby to aid the Phoenix Squad whenever the captain deems necessary, so until we meet again, I will transfer you back to Captain Phoenix. VEX out.
Thank you, Dr. VEX. Thank you for sharing your knowledge with us today. Once again, I thank those of you who have joined the Phoenix Squad. You are the best of the best, and Super Earth cannot exist without you. Hit subscribe to become a part of the Phoenix Squad, and I will see you for the next transmission. Remember, from the ashes, victory emerges. Captain Phoenix, signing out.